James Dyson, who invented the Dyson vacuum cleaner, really sucks. But he did say that, but he is quoted as, but he's quoted as saying that failure is an integral part of success, that you have to fail repeatedly and really suck to do your job well. Also, Japanese writer Haruki Murakami has some fantastic quotes, and I found some today. And I'm borrowing these from something called the Wisdom Letter. These are philosophy quotes offered daily, or at least weekly, on a place called Substack, which is where a lot of writers post pretty cool stuff. Quote number 1, and once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure, in fact, whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what the storm is all about. Yeah. You can't suffer like this and not be able to have the use of your hands or legs or digestion or even swallow without choking. You can't suffer that much every hour of every day and night and not be acutely aware that there's incredible pain in others. You cannot ignore it. You'd have to be a psychopath or something, completely unaware. Therefore, you're not alone when you're suffering. You see everyone as a version of their wounds. I've said before that I'm a human Rorschach blot. Like the people who were yelling at me at the airport and staring me down to let me know that they were on to me. Boy, I'm sitting in a wheelchair. I must be lying because they saw me walking. They could see that I could walk at one point. As if chronic illness has some kind of continuity that is fluid in a way that is remarkably recognizable. I mean, they have no idea what they're looking at. Unless you have a neurological disorder and you're in my arena, how about you sit down and shut up? How about you mind your own business? How about you stop making stories about other people's whatever? I've admitted to psychosis that was brought on by medication, but if you had the dose of meds that were streaming into my blood at twice the amount my body weight and structure could handle, you might be a little bit psychotic too. And at least mine didn't manifest as some kind of binge. I simply thought that I was talking to people who had gone on to the next realm. I thought they had a message for me. Yes, this happened. It's the first time in my life that I was actually unaware of something for at least, I want to say about a month, 3 weeks. Completely unaware that I had gotten to the point where I was envisioning things or seeing things in a different way than actual reality. And this is always true, isn't it? Don't we all have our versions of the truth or reality? You'll hear people say, I'm just going to tell you like it is. I'm just going to tell it, I'm just going to say it, say what's up, say it like it is. Like it is for whom? You keep telling people what to do. After a while, you might find yourself entirely alone, talking to yourself, an echo chamber. I once had a friend who I thought I knew very well. I really thought that I knew this person just like my own hand, I was so certain that this person was telling me a version of truth that was real. But this strange thing happened. our energies together became very uncool. It became a chore to talk to one another. We just moved apart. And this leads me to my next quote by Haruki Murakami. It should be Haraku Murakami. I like how the Japanese say it much better than the English version, but why do people have to be this lonely? What is the point of it all? Millions of people in the world, all of them yearning, looking to others to satisfy them, yet isolating themselves. Why? Was the earth put here just to nourish human loneliness? What? That was one of his quotes from Sputnik Sweetheart. The other one was from Kafka on the Shore, of course. He's one of the most well-known Japanese writers, although there are several others I enjoy. Another quote. What a paradox, by the way, of human nature indeed. I mean, let's just pause here for a second. The existential structure of human relationships is what the question is in this philosophy Substack, which is fantastic. You really have to look it up. You should probably follow them if you're on Substack. Why not, right? It's called the Wisdom Letter, Philosophy Quotes. It's fantastic. Just by something called Philosophers. At Philosophers. There it is, yes. For those who seek wisdom. And what exactly is wisdom? To suffer and become bitter? No. To suffer, which is inevitable, and become wise, perhaps. I don't know if that's a thing, but we might as well do something with all this mess, all this shit, as it is. But it's hard to be in the world as a person and not feel lonely sometimes. Loneliness isn't about being alone, literally. It can be the loneliest place to be surrounded by millions of people. Some of them are adoring fans, maybe. Some of them just think you're great. Everything is a projection. What you think I am, what you tell me I am, is a projection of you. Always. What I think you are is a projection of me. You can tell a lot about a person by how they express and explain what they're seeing in others. It is indeed a two-edged sword. It's not my business to tell you what you are. Although they say, here's another quote. It's a great quote too. I don't know who said it. Don't fuck with a writer because they'll describe you. There's nothing worse than somebody handing you a plate of, look at yourself. I'm not interested in that. Here's another quote from Haruki Murakami. But who can say what's best? That's what you need to grab, whatever chance you have of happiness, where you find it, and not worry about other people too much. My experience tells me that we get no more than 2 or 3 such chances in a lifetime, and if we let them go, we regret it for the rest of our lives. That's from his Norwegian Wood. Oh, the impermanence of life. What's meaningful? There's another. I don't know, there's something about you. Say, there's an hourglass. The sand's about to run out. Someone like you can always be counted on to turn the thing over. We all have a friend like that. What a friend. Haruki Murakami. The belief that you can hold, to have hope or create new beginnings in the middle of despair, to find love in a hopeless place. What a phenomenon you are. Thank you, friend. You know who you are. Another quote. Nobody likes being alone that much. I don't go out of my way to make friends, that's all. It just leads to disappointment. Sounds like a friend of mine. That's from Norwegian Wood. Vulnerability exposes us to hurt, but it's worth it. That's what I'm going to say about intimacy. I'll be donating to these lovely people right now because I did borrow their work. They said, buy philosophers a coffee. I think that's a good idea. I'm going to do that. But I want you to know that I've been really sick. I've had some trouble with lymph nodes and stuff. And I'm better. Getting better every day. In some way. We're all kind of getting a dose of reality in our own impermanence. And that's cool. Who wants to be here forever? That would be awful. For others and for ourselves. That would mean we were vampires or something, right? Werewolves. Oh! My cat is tearing things down. He's sitting on my table, the one where I paint, and knocking things off to get my attention because he wants more food. He's got this big old belly from doing this because I'm a sucker. I will give my cat whatever he likes. Finny, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Finny? What? What are you doing? Finny? What are you doing? Where's your ball? Ooh, that got his attention. You see, my cat thinks he's a dog. Sometimes I think I'm a dog, too. I've had some difficulties with a traumatic brain injury as well. Hey, Finny, come on up here. Hi. How you doing? Okay, good to know. He's right on cue. He actually talks to me. You loved? Hi, Finny. He wants to get under the covers. He's looking to burrow in. So he's looking for an angle. Here you go, buddy. Here you go, buddy. Anyway, on that note, we're going to go back to sleep. This has been your philosophy minute or two. You're loved. Thank you for your friendship, your support, and if you are just listening to this out of nowhere, well, Parkinson's is hard, and when it gets in its later stages, it gets really hard. It's hard to watch the young ones come up. Now I know how intolerant the ones that criticized me when I first came on the advocacy scene were feeling. I really get it. I must have been a really obnoxious one. I was so hopeful and happy and just work out, you'll be fine, just work out. I had no idea. Well, I have an idea now. You have to be tough to survive this one. Yeah, you gotta be tough. Not just tough, but you have to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is the key to be strong enough to allow that to be shown in full regalia. All your soft bits. That's strength. Thanks for showing me. Hope you have a good day.